What's up, everyone? So, I'm checking out Dutch's video from a day ago, I guess, 25th. And he was pointing out, he's going through earthquakes, so I started to kind of look around with this map in mind. And I was really trying to figure out, like, there seems to be a plugin for Google Earth. Requires installation of Google Earth. I can't even install Google Earth, it seems. But anyway, because it's kind of tricky to like pinpoint where I'm looking, it would be nice to be able to do them both and to switch between them and just be like, okay, much faster if I just for efficiency, really. But so I started to look at the earthquakes. Let's go to maybe here. Past 7 days, 4.5 plus. So all the stuff going on in Turkey is still going on pretty substantially. That was just last night. Maybe within 8 or 10 hours, probably something like that. A 5 there. But then over here at this location, there's a bunch of stuff going on here. 6.8. I did not know. Or I did and I forgot. Might have already looked at it in a video. I think though, so I started to look at these earthquakes. So here's Turkey. This is where the earthquakes have been really concentrated. In this region here. And so my interpretation was that some energy flow, maybe this way, or through here, like this way, I don't know, somehow generally down, I thought down the Mediterranean, but if I'm looking at this map, like maybe it came across this way, and then went through this way, over through here, and then went up this way. And then basically reached a pinch point here where it then caused earthquakes. But then it continued to flow, and this is just like a maybe like a tsunami, not like a substantial wave that's in a fluid that's always present to a degree, it seems. So it's flowing within this fluid that's present. And then earthquakes occur here, and then generally over, so if we just follow this, like this way, right here, this right here, if we follow this and just can assume, even though the terrain doesn't really show it, that just take the line forward, like maybe like that, or here it is, essentially. Maybe through there, over here is a point where there's some earthquakes, and then here. So here is interesting because in the past I've called this like a pressure release valve type thing, that like the pressure up here and the pressure here created this region that had like a boundary that would essentially outgas this way, but also bring material. And so it's interesting that it's like the current went through this like lake region where there's not as many bottlenecks, and then it maybe like I think that this side it goes like this, and then it does that again this way. It's hard to say with the missing data, but maybe it has like an outlet here, but like this generally it creates a boundary here as a container, like this shape. So that the current flowing across generally focused this way, like through here, and then went this way into this region. So let's check out the earthquakes. Those are 22, 22, 22, 22, 22, 23, 23, 26, 26, 22. So I'm thinking this current reached over here in part, like it also maybe went this way, but it seems to have largely gone this way, and then went through that region. So, like, but specifically this way, here, across here, and then up this way. So this is what I'm thinking is, in like, if we look for the next bottleneck, it really, assuming this like continues this way, like right here. Let me move myself. I wrote down 91.5 east and 41.76 north, which is pretty much here. And then after this point, it looks like it enters into a more open region, so it may not have as much of an effect over here. But right here, I thought, not to like predict, but I'm trying to see if this actually is what's happening. So I am predicting. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Like in this region. Maybe like here. Here, maybe. I don't know why I'm like, they look like bottlenecks. That's my interpretation. They look like bottlenecks that maybe. Also, maybe over here, I guess. Like in this region. Stuff that doesn't freely flow but gets caught here and kind of maybe like here. Let's say there. See what's there. Sorry guys for. for wondering, like, trying to see. Interesting. So there, I keep doing that. Right here. So this must be like the Tarim Basin. So it's going underneath the Tarim Basin. Is that right? Let's get borders back. Just at there. That place's border. Kyrgyzstan? Kyrgyzstan. Let's check it out. Kyrgyz. I don't think I've ever heard of it. Kyrgyzstan.
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 Kyrgyzstan. Okay. Okay, so there. Yeah, so it's like around here, the earthquakes. So I'm thinking around here. Oh, is there anyone there? I'm just like, what's going on here? It just made me think of this video I saw. A coal mining landslide in China that just happened. I won't play it. Should I play it? I feel like maybe I should. Maybe I almost should play it just because I mentioned it. It's a little disturbing, so let's not play it. Like, people clearly get buried in vehicles. So maybe they got out alive, some of them, but certainly people died. Okay, let's keep looking though. So then Nepal. Let's check out this place. 29.67. I'll just do like this. 29.67. It might be not visible. 29 and then 81. So around here. I mean, just looking at this, like, if energy generally swept across this region or below, I'm thinking like maybe it's like physically on the underbelly, and so places like this are like more underbelly, and so it flows atop all of it, but there's structure there. Although in some instances, maybe the extent of the underbelly is, I don't know, maybe it's, I mean, is it pointing upward? It almost seems like it's pointing upward. But maybe that's just because that's how we've mapped the data. It's probably pointing downward, honestly. Like on the undersurface happening, encoding the undersurface of this layer of the crust where this is happening, or the fifth ocean or whatever. Okay, so, but yeah, so like essentially across, like, anything flowing along this boundary maybe would, like gravity, flow, almost fall off this way. Wonder if there's any earthquakes in India there. These happened the 22nd. It's just one. Pakistan, the 23rd, 26th in Afghanistan, 21st. See, let's go back to that and back to that. That's a lot. That reminds me of something. So maybe I can find it. His map in Central America. I need his map looking at Central America. I know it happened here. There we go. This. I don't know what, that's the thought that it sparked in my mind is as follows. It's hard to explain in short without referring back to my other research. So my Earth's undercurrents video is very important for what I'm about to say. But where essentially there is this location here that has this current going this, basically a bunch of currents are colliding, producing a focal point that, let's just pull up my video. It's probably worth it. So this is going on under Australia, and these are all currents flowing. There's a current flowing this way, like into Australia, into Australia, into Australia, and then creating this structure with a inlet channel here, and then I believe a sphere particle, a decay product as I put it, of this ammonite structure, which is like a fractal atom producing a decay product that then is Hawaii, I believe, maybe. But then it physically moved into this current that pushed it over to here. There's another current flowing here, by the way, which maybe is like actually the boundary current. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this current exactly. I've just been kind of thinking it was the current going down the western boundary of North America, because Papua New Guinea is here, and for sure it was going down that way, generally speaking, so it's probably pretty likely the current was going this way in part, but it may also be like a manifestation of the collision of these two currents more so. But so these currents interact, and a focal point occurs over here, pinched by the currents, which then causes a mixing and like one of those twirling things for separating, basically separates by twirling. And then material was ejected down like jets, these narrow pathways. I didn't mean to do that. That's good. There's the gasket. Gasket there. This is the region that earthquakes are happening in. Okay. Here, maybe? I have it all the way over here. But the thing is, what I was thinking is that Central America, what this made me think, because essentially there is the Galapagos hotspot forming over top here for sure. Like this is going on here, and then there's this beam that's just flowing energy into South America. And I was thinking maybe this was actually here. Like, so essentially, because this literally like a compass or whatever, like on a hinge point, it rotates the whole of basically Mexico and Central America, hinges over to here, so that this current was flowing like straight down into South America, with South America down like this, and a flame going into it this way. But then things broke apart in this arm of Central America, physically wrapped in like something cooling that just curls in, kind of starts to bend, curl in. It just curled in. And then the current was still coming through, but then, like, I don't know. Let's see, this is right here. Oh, this is right here. I've been saying that's Florida related. Like the start of this goes up here, goes into here. Let's see, regions that are of relevance to what we're talking about. Maybe I'm not mistaken on exactly. I was thinking the very boundary here was like tapped in there, but maybe the center was tapped in and then the boundary reconnected. And the current was actually flowing this way initially here. And then it burst open and the planet cracked and it just started to like spray out of it. Just shoving continental crust. And then carving a channel, so that's what really got my attention, is this channel for the current to flow through. I was like, these channels are happening because there's channels where the currents like pass through, and I'm like, that's not a channel I'm really acquainted with right there. Like, as a distinct channel, like that kind of thing, where it's on a earthquake map. It does, like, these make sense. This makes sense. This even has that like curvature, down, up, down, of I like to this structure. Also, he was talking about an earthquake that was right here, interestingly. Like generally along this boundary, but also at this like node. It's maybe like a center node-ish between. Then there was another one that was generally this way, like right in here. Which is a little maybe further than I would expect it. I would expect it more here. But like maybe it's just going over and flowing past it still. It's hard to say where like the peak of what could be flowed past is, of like essentially what I interpret to be a material that's present that creates a wall physically for the current to flow. So I'm not sure though, like it maybe can flow literally everywhere like an ocean, and just some places it has more resistance. So it tends away from them, but it still can go over them and cause things past it. I don't know. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe I'm gonna stop recording before my computer dies. Alright, peace out.